Update. Am I the asshole for imposing my culture, even though I thought I was just being nice? Link to original post. First of all, I just want to thank everyone for the overwhelming support and replies on my first post. I'm looking forward to going over to everyone's houses for dinner, and I'll be sure to bring all the things you said you liked. Many flower lovers out there. I'm now also apparently the dill to a lot of hopeful parents that replied as well, so I hope I can deliver on expectations. After my last update, I told my boyfriend I was sick and tired of him dancing around the issue with his parents, and I was going to go over to their house whether he liked it or not. At this point I think he realized that whatever he was doing had backfired, so he sat down all angry and told me he'd explain. I sat and he told me that he'd done something very spur of the moment and that he'd texted me from his dad's phone, then blocked the number but begged me to listen. That he just needed to get his parents off me for a while and to not leave. Apparently his parents had started hinting at him about marriage since my boyfriend and I talked a lot about it. I fully expected to marry him, as I said in another comment, and was honestly expecting a proposal in late spring since that's when we met. 4 years dating didn't bother me, but I was getting excited to settle down. However, my boyfriend apparently realized that he absolutely didn't want to commit to anything and wanted to experiment and have fun since I wasn't being fun anymore. Honestly, that just made me cry since we were each other's firsts for everything and usually very good at communicating our needs. His grand plan was to get him mad at me so I would beg for forgiveness and then he'd only accept an open relationship as an answer. Absolutely brilliant plan, I know. He'd made up his parents getting mad but didn't expect me to blow off dinner completely, and it's like hitting a jackpot, his words not mine. He went over for dinner, hid the flowers and said we'd gotten into a huge fight but he was going to fix it, but I needed space. After he confessed all this, he said he was very sorry but really didn't want to miss out on new experiences when he was still young and what I consider an open relationship, but pretend ours was strained with his parents so they wouldn't get suspicious? And I laughed. I laughed his ass right out the door and told him absolutely not and to leave me alone while I packed because I wanted to have some new experiences too. He never stopped begging me to stay, but I left to sleep at a friend's. After calming down for a few days, I cemented the breakup and finally, actually went over to his parents. My ex-BF's dad never even noticed the phone missing but still apologized, and his mom was a mess. I did and still love them and will eat dinner there without him as often as I can. I won't lie that I'm sad about 4 years down the drain, but that's life. And if that was my ex's best possible plan, then I dodged the bullet by a mile. I love that you went over there and filled his parents in on the real story. He was so concerned about keeping up appearances for his parents that he straight up waged psychological warfare on you, but now it's all nice and out in the open. Gonna be awkward for him at holidays for a few years. Wow. Just wow. I honestly can't believe your ex-boyfriend. He wanted his cake and to eat it too. Why on earth he thought that'd work, I have no idea. Congrats of being rid of him. Go live your life, have fun, go get new experiences. Your ex is an incredibly manipulative, immature coward. You dodged a huge bullet with that one. Well, isn't that some impressive ass foolery? If that's your ex's idea of a cunning plan, I'd hate to see his badly thought out flops. Eesh. Good on you for staying true to yourself through all of this. I'm glad you're out of it. Best of luck finding a new place and rebuilding the parts of your life you thought he was integral to. I'm so glad you laughed him out of there. 4 years in, that must have been hard in its own way, but you are going on to so much better, who has an open relationship after 4 years together. So glad you're okay, op. Much love, less than 3. So based on the ages, your partner was a 24-year-old virgin that found a 19-year-old and then 4 years later tried to manipulate you into an open relationship. Nothing wrong with being a virgin at that age, by the way. Worse yet, this manipulation included his own parents. Your partner sounds like a previous possible incel who has convinced himself that he could get so many girls now. I'm glad you've put yourself first and he can see how successful he is. When he strikes out, please do not take him back. He showed you how he really feels about you. Wow, op, sounds like you dodged a massive bullet with him. He didn't deserve you at all. What a manipulative piece of shish. Glad you're still able to have a relationship with his parents. Good riddance. It sucks that you wasted 4 years on this idiot, but at least this came out before you got marred or had kids. Stay 100% no contact with him, and do not take him back no matter how much he begs you to get back together, which he inevitably will. Am I the asshole for uninviting my cousin, brother, uncle and dad to my wedding over a prank? IF22 grew up in a family where men prank and tease each others. Ever since my fiancé, Tim 23, and I got engaged, my cousin, brother, dad and uncle joked about running some tests to see what type of man Tim is. They've done stuff like forcing him to play chess 4 times in a row, secretly slashed his tires to see if he'd fix it himself like a man or get help like those lazy guys. They'd asked him questions like what joke he'd like to tell his future mill, his opinions on abortion, Jesus, gender equality etc. They also tested his fishing and hunting skills, overwhelmed him with hypothetical scenarios to test his decision-making abilities, mental strength. They kept calling him slow and soft, but he has medical condition, asthma, but they think he's making excuses. I demanded they stop, but Dad said this is just typical stuff men challenge each others with and said that I was ruining the fun. Last week, they took Tim on a 3-day trip and hid his inhaler. He left them and returned in 7 hours and told me. I was seething after he said they admitted to hiding it as a challenge. I exploded on them when they returned. Cousin asked if little Timmy ran to me to tattle. I yelled that all 4 of them are uninvited to my wedding. My brother freaked out saying it was a prank and they were going to give it back. Dad said they'll apologize if I insist, but Tim will have lost the little respect they'd gained for him and in their eyes will always be the soft college kid who's not up for the challenge. I called him and the others awful, then I left. My cousin is begging that we talk. My uncle has been quiet. But Dad is so mad and now he's getting Mom involved to get me to reconsider this decision. But I keep refusing to re-invite them. Mom is saying I'm exaggerating and should let bygones be bygones and not let this ruin my relationship with my family. Am I the asshole for making it my hill to die on, or am I exaggerating? Not the asshole. They shouldn't come. Their pranks went from wildly inappropriate to outright dangerous. They hid an inhaler from someone with asthma. Not only would I keep them disinvited, I'd go no contact completely. Not the asshole for uninviting your dad, cousin, brother, and uncle from your wedding. You are the asshole for making your husband put up with their antics for so long. Edit. Typo. Not the asshole, just slash their tires, burn their rented suits, and give them the wrong time, address and see if they're man enough to still make it. It's just a prank. Not the asshole they slashed his tires? How do you fix slashed tires? Your family is not doing pranks, they are awful bullies and terrorizing him. Not the asshole. Not only uninvite them, you should cut contact completely. This is dangerous and just irresponsible. I would have cut them off after them slashing his tires already. They hid his inhaler? Sheesh. As a registered nurse, all I can say is that is despicable and they could have potentially put his life in danger. Not the asshole. They aren't pranking him, they are bullying him. T-ping a house is a prank. Hiding life-saving medication is not a prank, not even if they say they were going to give it back. Lots of things can go wrong and they have no idea how big it can be until it hits them on the head. You don't invite your bullies to your wedding. I'm sorry, but the men in your family have a very toxic view of masculinity. Having a chronic condition doesn't make you less of a man. Your fiancé is a trooper for putting up with them. Not the asshole for uninviting them to the wedding, but you are huge asshole for not shutting their antics down sooner and continuing to subject Tim to these bullies. That is what they are, clear and simple, and now their pranks have turned deadly. You're supposed to protect him just like he is you, even if that means from your family. Get it together. ETA. The contact would have ceased after the slashed tires for me. Am I the asshole I don't want to host our D&D games anymore because of a player's girlfriend? For the last 3 months I, M34, have been hosting our D&D games in my flat. Everything was fine, until one of the players wanted to bring his, M33, girlfriend, F30, along. Which in itself was not a big problem, so we all agreed that she could watch. She did not want to play herself, as she was, in her own words, too inexperienced. During the session she came across as very bored and constantly made loud sighing noises to, I guess, express her boredom, which was disruptive and, to be honest, childish emo. She also had a very rude attitude in general and complained about the choice of snacks and drinks. What really annoyed me came after the session, however. 2 days ago I logged into Discord and went to our group's video game channel, just to discover that the girlfriend was talking shit behind my back, calling my place a dirt hole, and me a psycho, as well as my husband a creep. She probably did not realize that I was in the channel because I use a different name on Discord. I guess I have to explain here. I make paper flowers for weddings and funerals as a side job, so my flat sometimes is a bit untidy, but never unclean or dirty. She apparently found it creepy that a grown man had dozens of paper flowers lying around. Mind you, I put them all on my work desk, to make the place more comfortable for visitors. My husband came home in the evening and startled her when he entered the living room. While I can't say for sure why she called him a creep, it is either because there is an age gap between me and him of 7 years or because he has a disfigured face due to an accident. I was angry, and when the players asked when the next session would be, I told them the date and also that the girlfriend was invited not to come, since she felt so uncomfortable in my dirt hole of a place. By now everyone else had also seen what she wrote. That pissed her off and her boyfriend as well, who even said that I should send my husband away too, if we didn't allow spouses to come along anymore. To which I called him an entitled prick and plainly stated that I would no longer host the sessions anymore, as long as he wanted to bring her along. The group now is torn into two camps: those who agree with me and those who want to skip the drama and just want to continue playing, with or without her. So am I the asshole for pretty much making it impossible for our group to continue the game because I don't want the girlfriend in my flat anymore? Edit. I am hosting because of my husband's disability and don't want to leave him alone if it can be avoided. Because a lot have asked why she wants to tag along, I suspect that she has control issues. Take that with a grain of salt, please. I am not that familiar with their relationship. Edit 2. I was totally blown away by how many people responded, and I am sorry that I can't reply to everyone. Thank you all for your judgments. I will talk to my group this Sunday and post an update. Not the asshole. She disrespected you, your spouse and your home. Why on earth would you then invite that woman back into your home? I also can't understand why she's upset by it when she was so clearly unhappy with the experience. Those in the camp that want the drama to just go away need to realize that she created the drama. Therefore, if she doesn't attend anymore equals no drama. Not the asshole. So some morons want to skip the drama and their solution is to invite a rude drama queen? Some of your friends do not sound too bright. First of all, what? They don't care if the games go on with or without her. Not the asshole. If they're your friends, they should care about you. Not just if the game nights continue. Don't host. Don't give in. Find better people to play with. Not the asshole. The ones that want to skip the drama and keep playing can have that as soon as they start hosting. Not the asshole. She's entitled and rude, and so is her boyfriend. Also, him saying spouses is bullshit if she's his girlfriend and not wife. Either way, why is she offended if she doesn't like it to begin with? Not the asshole. I don't know why the friend wants to bring this girl, as she is clearly unhappy with the experience, doesn't play the game, and trash talks the host of the game on social media. Maybe get a Barbie doll or one of those preschool puzzle sets to keep her occupied during the game, since she's so infantile. Let someone else host for a change. Get popcorn and wait for the next post from the girlfriend trash talking whoever's house she's at next. This girl is not into the game, and won't be into the boyfriend for long if he keeps dragging her to them. Not the asshole. This girl is hella rude. Why does she even want to come along anyway? Not the asshole. Carry on but firmly state she's not allowed. See who turns up and adjust the D&D group to continue without those people who don't. Make a new group chat without her and the people who side with her. Am I the asshole for canceling my teenage daughter's birthday? I know how the title sounds, but hear me out. I 40F have 2 daughters, one recently turned 16F and one is 11F. My 16-year-old, Fiona, is very into fashion right now. She loves to watch Project Runway, RuPaul's Drag Race, basically anything to do with fashion. For her birthday, my husband 44M and I bought a rather pricey sewing machine. We agreed that although this would be an expensive purchase, it was one that Fiona would really enjoy for her 16th birthday. 2 weeks before Fiona's birthday, my youngest, Kathy, came running to me sobbing. Her beloved American Girl doll was missing. I tried to calm her down while my husband looked around the house. A few hours later, Fiona arrived home after shopping with some friends. I told her about the situation and Fiona promptly said, "Oh, that old thing, I sold it." If ever there was a record scratch in real life moment, this was it for me. Fiona then told me that she needed some money for a new spring wardrobe and didn't think Kathy would mind since she rarely plays with the thing. It just sits there creepily in whatever outfit she put it in. Kathy was in the room and bursts into tears once more. My husband swiftly removes her from the room while I stare down my oldest. Fiona had this almost sly smile on her face before telling me, "I know you're going to say to return everything, but almost all of the clothes were on final sale, so I can't." I told her she was grounded before sending her to her room. I then sprung into action on getting Kathy her doll back. Took some time, but I was able to not only cancel the FedEx delivery, but the eBay seller understand the situation and accepted a refund. Now, the problem with Fiona. I checked the receipts of the various stores and sure enough, my daughter bought almost everything on final sale. My husband and I were out around $700. My husband and I returned the sewing machine to help cover our financial loss. As for Fiona's birthday, we could still have dinner at his parents' house, with the cousins and whatnot, be no gifts. A few days before, my husband and I sat Fiona down and explained that due to her theft she would no longer be getting the sewing machine for her birthday. She wouldn't be receiving any other gifts either. She did not take it well. A few days later, I started receiving messages from more distant relatives and some of Fiona's friends. Apparently, I am a complete asshole for canceling my daughter's birthday and telling other people that she couldn't receive gifts. Fiona posted this story all over social media. I know that my daughter is hurting, but these are the consequences of her actions. Still, part of me wonders whether or not I went too far by barring everyone from giving her gifts. Am I the asshole? And #X200B. Too long did not read. My teenage daughter stole an American Girl doll from her younger sister, sold it to buy clothing. My husband and returned the birthday gift we were originally giving OU. Not the asshole. But why are you not more concerned about this behavior aside from the money? Either this is out of character for Fiona, in which case you need to worry about what changed. Or this is in character for Fiona and you need to worry about having raised a terribly, almost absurdly entitled teen. Not the asshole you're being nice for allowing the dinner still for her birthday. I doubt the people reaching out to y'all know the full story. Not the asshole. She was displaying privileged behavior. Letting it go would have enabled her to become even more entitled and spoiled. She needs to know what she did was wrong and accept it. Otherwise she will just become a nasty, self-absorbed adult in the future. Also, the fact she tried to tell people a fake story that she wasn't in the wrong to make her seem justified is concerning. It sounds like she doesn't feel remorse or compassion at all. That is not her money she bought those clothes with. She doesn't really deserve it. She should sell those final sale clothes on eBay to get some of the money back. Not the asshole. I would have sold all the clothes she bought since they can't be returned. Can't even imagine why she found robbing her sister appropriate. Fiona had this almost sly smile on her face before telling me, "I know you're going to say to return everything, but almost all of the clothes were on final sale, so I can't." She knew exactly what she was doing. She wouldn't be receiving any other gifts either. She picked her own gifts this year. All the clothes she bought. Not the asshole. 1. Those American Girl dolls aren't cheap, and 2. What she did was serious, in some states a felony. She needs to be grateful she didn't get a new pair of bracelets to go along with her new outfits. NTA. Perhaps you should grab all the clothes she bought with the money she received as a byproduct of her thievery, wrap them all up, and let her open them for her birthday. Not the asshole. My goodness, most people wouldn't even let her celebrate. You have to put your foot down on this behavior. $700 is outrageous. And she wasn't sorry in the least. Not the asshole. A birthday dinner with family and cake. There will still be cake, right? Is still a really lovely birthday. The gifts were the only things taken away as a consequence of her own behavior, which was spoiled, cold, and calculated from the selling and shipping of the doll, to the buying of final sale items to avoid her having to return them. I'd also use her eBay account to sell on her final sale items to help reimburse the loss. And if that plus the sewing machine doesn't add up to $700, she should have to work off the rest of the debt. Somewhere along the line she clearly lost appreciation for the value of $1.